Welcome to DC Music Rocks. The Washington, D.C. region has one of the best local music scenes in the country. We're shining a spotlight on its great songs and incredible people. Tune in, jam on, rock out. I'm your host, Brian Nelson Palmer, and with me today is Milo and the Doldrums.
What's up? Hey.
God, it's so cool you're here. First introduce yourselves. Who are you?
So I'm Richard. And I'm Ryan.
And what do you play in the band?
So I play guitar.
Richard on guitar.
And I play the bass.
And Ryan on bass. Nice, guys. And how many pieces are there, the full band?
4 total. We are missing Rob, who plays guitar and sings, and Ryan, who is our drummer.
Nice. It's all ours. Did I get that right? There's
Yes.
2 Ryans, a Richard and a Rob?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, I like it. And now if they've never heard of you, how would you describe yourselves?
I'd say like indie grungy is sort of how I put it.
Indie grungy.
Yeah.
Artists
Ooh,
we've been
okay. I was
compared-
going to say, what are the
Okay,
3
cool,
big
cool,
name
cool.
artists? Indie grungy, what is that? So 3 big name artists that you've been compared to, if they've never heard of you, big names that they might know?
Pavement is one that we get a lot. We get like car seat headrest. That's sort of a more modern thing, originally from Leesburg, but now based on the West Coast.
Nice.
And
Yeah, and I usually will say like a palatable Radiohead. Like if the Bends just kept on being records.
Oh, that's funny. All right. A palatable Radiohead. That's beautiful, guys. On our show today, we're going to start with the news from the DC music scene. Then we've got great music by DC artists to share with you. And of course, we have a very special interview with these guys. 2 quick reminders as we get started. If you haven't already, 1, subscribe to the DC Music Rocks podcast. Also, please take a moment and send a note about us to someone in your life who loves music. The word of mouth is how thousands of our followers found us, and thanks for sharing DC Music Rocks. 2nd, sign up for the email list. Every week we're finding and sharing all of these events, this news, these guests, this great music. Let us email it to you so you don't have to go looking for it. Now let's jump into the news. Announcements right off the bat. I've got 3 that I want to share with you. 1, there is the McLean Project for the Arts Festival that's happening Sunday, October 7th out in McLean, Virginia. They got art, they got music, food, fun. It's like a whole family affair. There's a couple of local artists that are playing like the Jogo Project, which we've featured on here. But if you like music or fun or you're looking for a daytime kind of activity on Sunday, October 7th, that is a great one. I've got the links in your episode notes. You'll be able to just reference those and find out more about that, what's going on. 2nd announcement is the 2019 Bernard Ebb Songwriting Awards are having a call for songwriters. Basically, the Bethesda Arts and Entertainment District is announcing their 5th annual Songwriting Awards. And they're seeking the best local songwriters to enter the competition. The winners, the grand prize is $10,000 and 25 hours of recording studio time with Innovation Station Music. That's Dave Mallon down in Annandale. He's been a guest on the show. You can look up Innovation Station in our history and find out more about them. But that's a really cool opportunity. And then they've got a young songwriter prize of $2,500 that will also be awarded. So all ages can get in on this thing. So full-time residents of Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are eligible to apply. Each song has to have lyrics, and all genres are accepted. They got more details in the episode notes for you there, and also the link so you can find out how to enter this thing. So send them in, see what you do. I believe Aztec Sun won last year with one of their awesome funk tunes. So check out more on that coming up. But if you know a songwriter, send the link to them so they can get in on this too. And then also the last thing, I'm doing a little survey. I'm asking people, all right, what's next for DC Music Rocks? Cause, it's kind of my personal request. I started this thing with my dream to make local music accessible and easier to find and follow. And I feel like I've come a long way toward that goal, but I also believe that what got you here won't get you there. So, my target audience is regular folks around the DC region who are interested in the local music scene, and my goal is to connect them with that scene. So what do you need? What do you want? What should I do? If you have any thoughts, I'm listening. I've got a link to there's a little Google form that's just 3 questions. If you'd take a second, I'm curious what you think about the podcast, how I could improve this show, the website, on things that I could do to change that and make it better. And then obviously what's next? I've got the show, the website, and there's an annual festival at the 930 Club. We're up over 12,000 followers. Like what would you see is the next thing that would have a big impact for you that I could do here? So that was a lot, but those are my announcements for the week. Exciting stuff happening in the world of DC music right now.
Nice.
You know?
Very cool.
Now let's jump into new releases. Remember, these are all available right now wherever you get your music online. So, and there's links to their profile, which have their iTunes and Spotify links so you can listen. And of course, their website and Facebook if you want to find out more information about these. We've got a Spotify playlist for all these songs too. So, first up for new releases, there's a bunch. Oh my God, so much good music for you guys. First up, DuPont Brass released Enjoy Yourself. It's kind of a hip hop group with horns. It's kind of that single. They're recommended if you like the Roots. Check out DuPont Brass and enjoy yourself. Next is Bo Young Prince released Price. He's a hip hop artist. He's recommended if you like Andre 3000. He's a good one.
If you haven't seen Bo Young Prince live, do it. It's so much fun.
Oh, yeah, all of his videos he's always got high energy. He's really fun to I've been following him for a while and it's a lot of fun to watch this guy. So Bo Young Prince, Beau, Bo Young Prince, and the song is Price. That's his hip hop single. Denmate released, how do you say this? Loceke. Losiki. I like it. So they released their 10-song full indie album, finally dropped. They've been teasing me with singles for at least a month and a half or something. And it finally happened. So if you like Portishead or the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, you might love Denmate. Check out Losiki, their 10-song album that just came out. Del Florida released Fire. Which is that's a single. I saw the video a little about last couple weeks ago. I shared the link with you there, but it's now live on all the platforms. So it's a pop single recommended. If you like Christina Aguilera or Pink, you might love this track. Pressing Strings released The Madness, which is a folk single recommended if you like. It's the idea of Dave Matthews Band and Keith Urban having a baby. That's how I would describe Pressing Strings in this song, The Madness. So I hope you check that out. Black Dog Prowl released Fine Lines, Far Cry. It's a hard rock, almost metal single. They're recommended if you like Nirvana, Metallica, or Alice in Chains. Check out Black Dog Prowl, Fine Lines, Far Cry. Class, I can't believe how much music, guys. Like, so sometimes I have like 3 or 4, but I have such an amazing list this week. It's unreal. Classified Frequency released Black Eye EP, the EP Black Eye, which is it's classic punk style. It's 4-song EP. They're recommending like Jimmy Eat World, Oasis, Weezer. Oh, it's so good. So check that one out. And then Sugar John released God Steals My Thoughts. It's a rock single. They're recommended if you like the Pixies, the Flaming Lips, Sonic Youth, Failure. You might love Sugar John. Check that one out. I also have music videos. I can't believe how much amazing stuff. All this stuff is linked in your episode notes, by the way, so you can check any of the stuff out that I'm talking about. Billy Wynn released If You Really Cared, which is an electro pop music video. Check that one out. Emma G released Superhero, which is kind of a funky acoustic rock vibe. And then Feel Free released the music video to What They Say. It's a reggae vibe. So great options for you there. I hope you enjoy. They put a lot of work into those. So I hope you check those out as well. That was a lot from me. Talk about Milo and the, I feel like I've just been talking forever. Talk to me, guys. Milo and the Doldrums. Talk about Milo and the Doldrums. What's happening with new releases?
So, we put out a record in July 13th called Built for No One. It's an EP, 4 tracks.
Nice.
Yeah, would now be a good time to throw down a show?
No, that coming up next. Tell me about the album first. So that happened.
Okay.
When was that again?
July 13th, we released.
July 13th.
We released Built for No One EP. It's available everywhere: Spotify, Apple, Bandcamp,
Nice.
anything. Deezer. We're on Deezer.
You're on Deezer. We were just laughing about Deezer. There's some of these platforms that's like there's so
MySpace.
many followers, and then there's some that aren't quite as many. We don't really know, but then there's the big ones. So the bottom line is it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You can check it out. And then is there more? I mean, you guys are writing all the time. Is there plans for another one sometime next year, or what are you guys thinking for that?
We are writing the full length now. We've
Nice.
probably got about 7 that are good to go as like completed songs, and I don't know, Rob probably has close to 15 more that are unfinished.
Nice. I equate it to like, I feel like it's a child growing up. Like you write this song and it's born, and then, but it hasn't taken shape. It hasn't really grown up to be an adult yet. So then you have to play it and you have to reform it and you have to play it in front of a crowd and then do it a bunch of times. And then it grows up and it becomes a teenager, and then you really hate it, but then you kind of love it because it's a pain in the butt teenager. And then eventually it becomes an adult, and then it's like, okay, now it's ready to record. I feel like we're full grown. I don't know. I don't know if that works for anybody else, but that's
And then you get to the point where you're like, man, when is this kid going to move out of my house? I'm so tired of it.
Yes. It's like, God, have we recorded this thing yet? Is the album out? Oh my God. Anyway. All right. let's jump into shows. Like, I want to take a moment to recognize shows, right? So what shows are you going to go see this week? So right now you can check the episode notes to find out our hot picks for this week's upcoming shows in the DC area. And our website, dcmusicrocks.com, features DC's only live music calendar, which is exclusively for local artists. So you can visit the calendar anytime for a full list of options in the DC area. And regardless of where you are, I hope you find some time to go see some live and local music this week. And for Milo and the Doldrums, talk about upcoming shows. What's big for you guys coming up?
Oh, there we go. October 4th, we are playing the Black Cat downstairs with some of our buddies in the Head. They're an Atlanta sort of new wavy band. We played with them every time they're here, and they're super good.
Awesome.
If you like the Smiths, you'll like the Head.
Nice.
The Smith's the Head.
I like that. I feel like that he's like that's a hashtag or something.
Okay. Sean Barnett is going to be joining us on that bill.
Cool.
And I want to say there's one other band.
No.
Just kidding. There's
Sean Barnett at the Head, Milo and the Doldrums.
Awesome.
October 4th.
And after October 4th, is there other things coming up for you guys?
Yes.
Not confirmed.
In the works.
Yeah.
And if they want to find out where would they go if they want to follow
there we go.
when those songs are, where those shows are coming?
So we're on Facebook. It's Milo and the Doldrums. I don't think we have any conflicting searches.
Yeah, your name's pretty unique. We'll talk about that during the interview. Yeah.
Instagram, Milo and the Doldrums Music. We are constantly posting silly stuff on there. With show announcements as well.
Okay, so social medias, we got you. You can find out about these shows. You got it. All right, well, we've been talking for a little bit, so now let's jump into some music. The first track of the day I have for you is an artist that I've known about for a long time, and I finally get to share him. This is Bobby Thompson, and the track that I'm playing for you is called Come to See You.
DC Music Rocks. Great jams to hear by artists from here.
Come to ask you questions. I ain't looking for the truth. I just came to see you. I just came to see you. Didn't come here for redemption. I've got nothing left to prove. I just came to see you. I just came to see you. I came to watch the moonlight dance around your face. I came to let you put my heart back in its place. If you got time, you shouldn't let it go to waste. I'm not passing through. I just came to see you. I didn't come to make your head spin or to make you feel confused. I just came to see you. I just came to see you. I got no good or bad intention. I got nothing left to lose. I just came to see you. I just came to see you. I love to watch the moonlight dance around your face. I love the way you put my heart back in its place. If you got time, you shouldn't let it go to waste. I'm not time, you shouldn't let it go to waste. I'm not passing through, I just came to see you.
The sweet sounds of Bobby Thompson, and the track is Come to See You, and that's off Retrospect, his album. And this guy's been around for a while, so I played you Bobby Thompson, but I want to note that he also is part of a band that he calls Revelator Hill. So if you check out his profile on dcmusicrocks.com in the DC Artist Database, you'll find Revelator Hill, or you'll also find Bobby Thompson. They're kind of one and the same. But he plays as a solo artist, and if you look at his schedule in the profile, you'll see he's got all kinds of... He plays solo quite a bit as a musician, but then he also has the band Revelator Hill, which is a lot of fun to watch. So ultimately, there's a lot of opportunities to see Bobby Thompson, and man, I really enjoy, that's the sound, kind of a bluesy kind of rock. He's recommended, if you like Eric Clapton or Ben Harper, you might love the sounds of Bobby Thompson. I really dig it. He's a Northern Virginia guy. And you guys heard of Bobby?
Yeah. So Bobby taught me guitar years ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Was this at a music store or at his place? Where was that?
It was at a music program called School of Rock.
No, I've heard of School of Rock.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're all around DC, and they're even, like, it's a chain in other cities too. School of Rock's a big thing.
Yeah, it's international. Like, they have them in Brazil.
Awesome. Yeah. There you go. Well, very good.
If you're listening to the show and your kids are interested in playing music, having not gone through it, I recommend that you sign them up for it, because everyone that I've ever met that's gone through School of Rock is like infinitely a better musician than I am.
That's all right. Well, that's one heck of a stamp of approval right there. Now I got to jump in. I want to introduce you guys, but first I want to play your music. So let me get the proper introduction for Milo and the Doldrums is to play their song. This is No Sense in It All by Milo and the Doldrums.
DC Music rocks.
I express with incompetence a fallacious and resentful cabal. Even though you know I hate what I chose, I'll insist that I've no blame in the fall. Anyone wanna put them in the stone?
That was Milo and the Doldrums, and the track is "No Sense in It All," and that's off the new EP that came out, "Built for No One." And God, guys, I really dig it.
Thanks.
That's a lot of fun. Now, this one, well, first, I just want to give you a proper introduction here. So let me just do it that way. So on DC Music Rocks, we're shining a spotlight on the great songs, artists, and incredible people behind the DC region's music scene. Milo and the Doldrums is an indie rock band hailing from, they say, the sandy beaches of Northern Virginia. And if you've ever been to Northern Virginia, I'm not really sure where those beaches are. But
what are you talking about, man? You don't hang out at boardwalks in your free time?
Exactly. There's piers all over the place in Northern Virginia. Absolutely. So they're tinged with melancholia and uplifted by a love of life. Milo and the Doldrums harnesses the power of music to overcome life. And that's just a brief little piece. And I've been a fan of these guys for quite a while. We've heard them on some of the other episodes. They play with all kinds of other good bands. It's when you're looking at great music from the DC region and you're looking for like you said, a palatable Radiohead. It's my favorite quote, guys. These are the guys. So thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
This is good. Now, tell us again the name. Where does Milo and the Doldrums come from? What does that mean?
So, Milo and Doldrums was originally just Robert, who's not here with us. He was going through. I'm going to back up. Milo and Doldrums comes from the book The Phantom Tollbooth. Milo is the main character. The Doldrums is the first place he goes in the novel, and it's a very dark, sad, depressing place. Things are trying to grab him and pull him down, so he can't get out. Rob at the time was in a really dark place in his own life, and music was kind of the thing. Writing songs was helping him be happy and feel good about his life and feel like he was doing something. So that's where the name comes from, is Milo and the Doldrums was kind of his escape from that dark place he was at. And if you listen to our first self-titled EP, Rob is actually the only person on that record. He's playing everything.
Wow. What's the name of that EP?
It's self-titled. I think it's just called Milo and the Doldrums EP.
Oh, nice. Holy smokes, guys. That's a lot. Wow. And dark place from, all right, I'm going to be nosy. From what?
Yeah.
What kind of dark place? Was it a breakup? Was it?
I'm not sure if it was a breakup. I know I don't want to peg him for anything in particular, but I've been, we talked about it in a similar place to where he was sort of the backing person in a lot of bands that he was in, and he would write his own songs and not feel too great about them. And I think once he started performing his own songs, writing his own material and having people come up to him being like, dude, you write really good songs. He started realizing oh wow, I can do this. I can perform these and have a band.
There it is. And Milo and the Doldrums was the result. There you go. Well, shout out to Rob for Robert. Rob, what does he go by?
Rob, if he's doing something wrong, then you just call him Robert. Yeah.
It's like your mother when she says your middle name.
Yeah.
All right,
Robert Lee Mays.
Rob, I love your music, but Robert, stop it. I got that. Okay. Oh my God, that's amazing. All right. Now, and what part of the DC region are you guys are Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Northern Virginia. We're kind of spread out all over. We rehearse in Fairfax. Richard lives in Reston. Rob's in Arlington. Ryan's in Falls Church.
Nice. Oh, so it's definitely Virginia.
Yeah.
I dig it. And where do you rehearse?
We rehearse in a storage unit.
Awesome.
On the highway. Yeah.
Listen, that's a great solution for a lot of people. So I get it. That's really cool. Wow. and kind of homey, I guess. Do you have posters up on the wall or?
We have string lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to vibe it out a little bit.
I was going to say, we're going to make it romantic for the rehearsals for that palatable Radiohead. It just adds to the experience. Oh my God, I love it. So now talk about the funniest moment that comes to mind when you think about Milo and the Doldrums.
We were playing a show in Blacksburg, Virginia. It was kind of a big all-day outdoor festival. And when we were sound checking, we were doing an Eagles tune. I think it was Take It Easy. Yeah.
Nice. And you were all singing harmonies and all the totally doing it up, huh?
The whole thing.
Oh, good.
And there's people, it's a day festival just sort of in the middle of downtown Blacksburg. So there's people walking around looking at all the stalls and things like that. And people are coming by and they're hearing us do this song and they're stopping and watching our sound check and genuinely getting excited. We knew we weren't going to play that song.
Yeah. And Rob is really renowned for just sometimes just saying just whatever he's thinking into a microphone. And right after we're done sound checking, he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, we're not going to play that song.
And people just walked away. Like they weren't staying to watch us play. The people who did seemed kind of disappointed because maybe they thought we were kidding and we were going to
play an Eagles. Yeah, no, you didn't play an Eagles tune.
Yeah, by the way, we're definitely not an Eagles cover band.
There you go. In case you were wondering, you heard it here first. Nothing about the Eagles except for sound check. I love it. Oh my God, that's funny. Now talk about you guys on the personal side. So outside of music, what do you do?
I work at a coffee house outside of here. Shout out to Lake Ann Coffee House and Wine Bar in Ruston, Virginia.
Nice. Okay.
It's both my job and my hobby. Like on my days off, I go to other coffee shops.
Oh, that's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
What, to do what? To use their Wi-Fi?
Yeah, pretty much.
What coffee do you drink if you work at these things?
Just shot of espresso and a cold brew. It's my old faithful order.
There it is.
Outside of that, I do yoga a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yoga. All right. Are you now? Wait a minute. Certain type of yoga? Are we talking like the really the fast workout kind of yoga? Or I forget their. I'm terrible with their names. I'm failing at that part. I'm sorry for all the yoga people out there. I don't know them, but I know that there's like a stretching one and an easy one, and then there's hot yoga, and then I've heard about some of these.
So there's variations of hot yoga. Bikram is what a lot of people know, and that one is where the room is set to like over 100 degrees, and that is very hot. I do a style called Baptiste, which is where it's set to about 90 degrees, so like body temperature.
Okay.
And power vinyasa, or like vinyasa flow.
Okay.
It's sort of like where you're pretty active throughout the entire
You're
session.
moving through the positions and kind of getting it's like a little workout in a way.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also a style called yin, which is pretty meditative, pretty chill. If you're starting out doing yoga and you want to know where to start, if you see a class that says yin, that's usually a good place to start.
There it is. I dig it. Wow, very good. What about you, Ryan?
So for work, I bartend at Union Stage, which is one of the new music venues down on the wharf in DC. In my free time, I like to hang out with friends, go to other shows if I have time. I have 3 cats that I live with that are awesome. They're none of them are actually my cats. They're my roommate's cats, but they're like at work during the day and I work at night. So I just hang out with the cats.
Nice. You and the kitties at home. Oh my God, that's so good. And now down at the wharf, cool place to be, I would imagine. Or did you? Now wait a minute. I'm remembering the Dusk Whales talked about how they used to work at Jam and Java, and it's a connection. Do you have like that kind of connection to all this too, or how did Union Stage come about?
Yeah, everyone in Milo and the Doldrums has worked for the owners of Jam and Java at one point or another.
Nice.
I never worked at Jam and Java per se, but I work at Union Stage, which is owned by the same people. And that's how I got in, was through all the people that I knew from Jam and Java.
Very good. It's that family thing. So much good family going on here. Mm-hmm. It really is. And by the way, if you haven't been to Union Stage or Jam and Java, shout out to those, because the people that work there are awesome and the venues are really cool. And so if you want kind of I want to equate it to a mom and pop thing. I don't know if that's totally accurate, but it's kind of like a mom and pop vibe with these venues where it's a great place to hear music. Everybody's really nice. I really enjoyed those places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, talk about then the biggest success moment that comes to mind with you guys and Milo so far.
It sounds pretty basic, but I think, and if they listen to this, that's awesome. I haven't gotten their names yet, but at a couple of our shows, I feel like when you're starting out as a band, you just sort of have your buddies who listen to your music and your family, and like maybe your mom buys your t-shirt, supports you.
It's true.
But I specifically remember playing Rock and Roll Hotel, I forgot when it was, but it was with Juxt a couple months ago. And I remember seeing these 2 people wearing Milo and the Doldrum shirts, and I had no idea who they were. And
awesome.
So I was just like, hey, how'd you guys get those shirts? And they're just like, oh, we saw you at Jam and Java like a couple months ago, opening for this one band. We loved you guys, bought your shirts, and we've like been to your shows ever since. And it was like, for me, that was the first time I ever witnessed somebody outside of our friend group or our immediate support group that was like, oh, we're just genuine fans of your guys' music.
Nice.
That was cool.
That is cool. It's the little things.
Yeah, very similar story. We were playing a show that was a benefit for our friend Chris Baker, who at the time was battling cancer and is now in remission. So that's a great thing. And there was this person who came up to me at the merch table after the show and was like, I didn't want to come here at all. Like, my sister dragged me out. I just like didn't want to go out tonight. And they were there to see another band. Like, her sister was there to see another band. And then she was like, you guys made my night. That show was incredible. And I've since seen them at, I think, 2 shows after that. So someone who had no idea and just like keeps coming back, like making those connections with people.
That's cool. Really, yeah, absolutely. And if you're listening, by the way, if you don't stop by and see the artists afterwards, especially at local shows, one of the great things about the DC music community is that if you stop by and talk to the artists afterwards, most of the time you can catch them. They're around, they're hanging out, and it is a lot of fun to actually get to, talk to them, get to know them. That, it's that community vibe. It's awesome in DC. So definitely do that. That's really cool. Now, my favorite question to ask is if you could offer one piece of advice, what would it be? For both of you guys, each of you go.
I don't know. I feel like I would say, just advice within music.
It's up to you. Yeah. What would you say?
It sounds silly, but just don't think about it too much. Cause I feel like I get a pretty big rep for kind of going nutso when I play.
Yes, if you haven't seen the man play, nutso is one accurate description, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I've busted my finger open more times than I can count now.
Got it. So don't think about it too much.
Yeah,
just go with it.
It's really just like, and even when it came to like me practicing, there would be times I would sit down with scales. Sometimes I would just sit down with a lick that I was really into, and I would just spend however much time I felt necessary to work on it, and then I would just go and do something else, and then eventually come back to it. And even when it came to that, or playing, it's just have fun. Don't worry about doing the most accurate thing. Just worry about having a good time.
Nice. Ryan, what about you?
Yeah, have fun is what I was going to say. That's why we got into music, was because we loved music and thought it was fun, and then started playing it. And I know Milo as a band, especially, like, every show, like, we're having the best times of our lives. I personally would not rather be anywhere ever than on a stage playing for people. So just keep it fun. Yeah.
Keep it fun. It's all about that. Now, and for those folks who want to find out more about you guys and what the cool things that are happening with Milo, where do they go?
We have Facebook, Instagram, all at Milo and the Doldrums Music. We have a website, miloanddoldrumsmusic.com. It's not updated regularly enough for you to actually go check that out. Stick to Instagram.
There you go. So social media is better. Got it. All right. Milo and the Doldrums. Very good, guys. Now, we've been talking for a little bit, so let's jump back into some music now. And one of the things about being a guest on the show is you got to bring great music with you, and these guys definitely did. So what do you have for us first, guys?
This is Ain't That Cool by Kid Brother.
DC Music rocks. Tune in, jam on, rock out.
Oh, yes, I'm pissed about the outcome, let it drip. Like your liquid problems, I won't trip. When off your tongue you say I'm hip. Oh, come on, yes, I know I'm hip. But I ain't your fool. No, I ain't your fool. Made up my mind. I'm done with you, ain't got the time to see this through, and yeah, you'll find. But it ain't that cool when you say you're mine. Yeah, it ain't that cool when I'm your guy. But I ain't that cool. No, I ain't that cool.
are. That was Kid Brother. The track is Ain't That Cool, and that's off their album Baltimore Street Rat. And the reason I love them, one of the reasons I love them so much, aside from their awesome music, is that I got to see them live. They were part of the DC Music Rocks Festival at the 930 Club that we had in August of this year, of 2018. And God, the vibe is so good. They're so much fun to watch. There's so much energy. There's a whole lot going on. And if you like Modest Mouse, Muse, Portugal the Man, Cage the Elephant, if that's your vibe, check out more from their album and the stuff that they have out, because they're just, oh man, big fan of Kid Brother. And of course, now Richard, you also play with them.
Yes.
Awesome. I love I don't want to call it incestuous is the wrong word.
Double
it's
dipping.
There's a lot of that. Yeah. The music scene, like you definitely, you become established and you love the music scene and you play a lot of music, and then you end up joining other bands. And there's a lot of artists that have a lot of bands in DC, but oh man, the vibe is good.
Thanks, man.
How did you come across them? Talk a little bit about Kid Brother.
So we met actually sort of out of the blue because we released our record Richard's Glasses April of 2016, 2017. One of those. But nonetheless, we knew we wanted to play with the Dusk Whales because they were releasing another record. And we were just trying to find one more band to put on the bill. And the person that managed us at the time was saying, hey, there's this one band just started out from Leesburg. They sound like they'd fit your vibe. Do you think it'd be cool if we asked them to open up for you guys? We're just like, sure. And it was Kid Brother out of Leesburg.
Nice.
And after pretty much right when we loaded in, we were all best friends. We just started having a great time right away. And by the end of the night, it was the type of thing to where we're just we should tour together. And
we did.
And you did. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. They really did tour earlier this year. You guys were on tour. Mm-hmm. Watching the social media updates was awesome from that.
Oh yeah. It was very much the type of thing to where you're like, I don't know if what we talked about last night was serious, but I think it'd be really cool.
Nice. And you toured.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, if you haven't checked out more from Kid Brother, I hope you do, because there's so much good stuff. Of course, there's a profile for them on DCMusicRocks.com and the DC Artist Database we have there. So that's your entry point to find out a little more about them, some fun facts, and of course their links. And they're at Tally Ho Theater, November 21st is a Wednesday night. They're going to be there. And if you've never been out to Leesburg, let that be your excuse to go take a trip out to Leesburg. I want to do it. So it's coming up for me. That's for sure. Now I've got one that I want to share with you guys, because this is a new artist. I love playing artists that I've never played for you listening. And this is another one. This is Jay Diamonds. And the track is I'm changing vibes here. This is Not Tonight.
DC Music Rocks.
5 a.m. I don't wanna go to bed. There's a party in my head, and I want you here. Let's pretend we didn't have to end. My imaginary friend, I'm not thinking clear. Don't wanna play games with you anymore. I just wanna let it go on the dance floor. Close my eyes, get real high, I'll let it go. Close my eyes, get real high, I'm letting you go. I've been spending too much time trying to make things right, but not tonight, no, not tonight. I know you want me by your side, I'm not getting on that ride, no, not tonight, no, not tonight, no. Yeah, yeah, no, whoa. I just wanna let go. Yeah, yeah, no, whoa. I just wanna let go. So confused, got me dreaming about you. I just don't know what to do. My mind disappears. Then I falling into outer space where I can only see your face, and my mind disappears. Don't wanna play games with you anymore. I just wanna let it go on the dance floor. I've been spending too much time trying to make things right, but not tonight, no, not tonight. No, you want me by your side, I'm not getting on that ride, no, not tonight, no, not tonight, no. Yeah, yeah, no.
Jay Diamonds, and the track is Not Tonight. That's a single that he put out there. He's got another one out too. I recommend it if you like Years and Years, Lady Gaga or Adam Lambert. You might love Jay Diamonds. So check out his other one. He's a DC guy. And of course, I have more information about him on the site here. So you can check out more from him and his videos. And I mean, but the vibe is really cool. And also, you're welcome for totally changing the vibe, because wow, that was completely, we were like in the rock, and what did we say? Palatable Radiohead. So we went from that to Lady Gaga, and totally different, but at the same time, I've been digging Jay Diamonds. So if you liked more of him, I hope you follow him, because I've got a profile for him, and of course, check out more from him. Lots of good stuff happening with him. Now, I want to wrap up. We've got one more song, but before we do, I want to take a second and say thanks. Guys, here's what I love. I love the fact that Milo and the Doldrums exists, and even though the members change, the spirit and what is Milo and the Doldrums lives on. And I love that you guys make music a priority in your lives and continue to perform. And you've got, now there's fans that have your shirts and show up to your shows, and it's a lot of fun to get to hear and to see all of that evolution, and they're playing around all the time. So I love what you guys have going on, and thank you so much for coming and being a part of the show today.
Thanks,
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
And one more time for them, if they want to find out more about you and the cool stuff you're doing, where do they go?
Facebook.com/Milo and Doldrums Music, Instagram @Milo and the Doldrums Music, and www.miloandthedoldrumsmusic.com.
There it is. And there were a couple shout outs you guys wanted to give. Toss those out real quick.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Ben Tufts, if he's tuning in. What's up, Ben? I just think he's the busiest musician I know.
If they don't know who Ben Tufts is, who is Ben Tufts? Where would they have seen him?
A renowned drummer in the area. He plays with Fuzz Queen, Virginia Creep, Uptown Choir Boys. Pretty much any person you've ever known ever has probably had.
He's
Ben
filled
Tufts
in on drums for a lot of people too. Ben Tufts. He's actually been a guest on the show too. If you don't know who Ben Tufts is, you can go back in the archives or type in Ben Tufts, Tufts. Ben Tufts. You can find him in our archives too, because we had an episode with him, and he's awesome. So that's Ben. And then
also just want to shout out John Flanders. If you do go and look us up later after the show, all the artwork you see on any of our album covers, t-shirts, anything that has drawn art was done by John Flanders. And so we just want to shout out John Flanders.
Very nice. And if they want to find John Flanders just on social media, or does he have a site or a social media or something like that? How did you find him?
He used to play in a band with Rob, but he used to be on Instagram as Mammoth_Wall. Huh. I think he has changed his name to like J Flanders Art or something.
I got it. So look up, if you Google John Flanders Art, you can probably find it. So check out that one, John Flanders. Very good. And listeners, I consider it such a treat to share these guests and this great music from right here in the Washington, D.C. region with you each week. Remember, we have resources for you too. On DCMusicRocks.com, where you have access to a database of more than 400 D.C. region artists to help you find more music you'll love from right here in town, and a calendar to help you attend these great shows happening all over the D.C. area. I have one quick request. Please take just a few seconds and send a note about DC Music Rocks to someone in your life who loves music. We want to welcome them into our community of people who are in the know about DC's thriving music scene right here in town. And the bottom line is, I want to say thanks. Thanks for following DC's music. Thanks for supporting DC's musicians. And most importantly, thanks for listening. Next week, we'll have a chance to get to know Brent and Company, which, man, if you like horns or a saxophone, or, oh my God, I've been a Brent and Company fan for so long. I can't wait to have these guys on. Now we got one more song, and this is by Denmate. And guys, talk about Denmate. These guys are awesome.
So yeah, Denmate is the project of Jules Hale. They are a phenomenal electronic rock band from Virginia and DC. Members are split amongst the two. They just put out this weekend their new record Losiki. It's awesome. Go check it out.
Yeah, we just brought that up earlier in the show, one of the new releases, and it really is good.
It's so good.
Really. And how did you first come across them?
So I first met Jules when she was playing solo. I used to play for a band called Blindfoot, and we did a show together at the Epicure Cafe in Fairfax.
Nice.
And have just watched Jules and the band Denmate grow so much over the years, and they're doing amazing things now, and you should definitely check them out.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeahs or Portishead, if those are your vibe. You might love it. And Jules Hale, she's the main one behind that band, but so many good things. We've been talking about her singles. The singles have been coming out, and now they finally released the album. I've been talking about them on the show for a bit, so I hope you check out Denmate. And of course, enjoy this one and bring us home, man. What's this one we're ending with?
This song is called XOSO by
DC
Denmate.
Music rocks.
Situation gone inflicted. Yeah, I say I still remember. Keep it all to throw it over. I see you just to confide in me. I see you identify to me. I see you in your anatomy. XOXO all the time. XOXO, SMI. XOXO all the time. Frost beyond, I've been inspected. All my veins have been injected. I see doors as mere suggestions. You want war, I need opinion. I see you identify to me. I see you just to confide in me. I see you in your anatomy. XOXO, SMI. XOXO, SMI. XOXO all the time. XOXO all the time. XOXO, SMI.
Thank you so much for listening to DC Music Rocks. Useful links and information about this episode can be found on the website dcmusicrocks.com. Tune in, jam on, rock out.